Hey, buddy.
What's up, my buddy?
Good morning. Although we've been good morning for a couple hours now at this
Hours.
few hours at this point.
Yeah. I'm so full.
I mean, I definitely feel sated. But yeah, I've had a little bit of a morning. We decided to try to make the most out of this Sunday fun day, and I got up super early. I got up at 4 and watched a movie and did some stuff, but then came and picked you up at 7 a.m. on the dot.
I woke up at 6:40.
Yeah.
And we played disc golf.
Then we played disc golf, and then we went and ate breakfast at a restaurant.
Cafe Java.
Yep.
Maybe it's Java Cafe. Pretty sure it's Cafe Java.
Cafe Java, that's correct.
Wasn't sure about the wait, and then felt bad about picking a place where we had to wait. But the wait outside, or the wait to get a table, seemed to go pretty quick, and then the wait for the food seemed to go a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But
I mean, all in all, I think we were there right just north of an hour total. So not too bad.
not too bad.
And I mean, on a Sunday morning, anywhere that has breakfast food is you're gonna have to wait for it. So
We called an audible because we had talked about getting brunch after pod, but I think that, like, presumably it's worse now than it was. Yeah.
and it's just gonna keep getting worse.
Yeah.
For sure, because like right now, like I think most church services get out at like 10:30, and then that's when the big rush happens shortly thereafter.
I barely know there's 12 apostles, so.
No, you knew it.
My mom texts me whatever day of the week that she was listening. And just like I told you when we were talking about it, that she'd be like, "Damn it, Nathan." She texted me exactly what I said. "Damn it, Nathan, you should know there's 12 apostles."
Yeah, you sent me that
Okay.
when it happened. And it was funny because you sent me that maybe an hour after I had posted the video.
Nice.
So it was like as soon as it dropped,
Oh, that's nice.
your mom put it on and then heard that and then got to you. So the whole thing happened fairly quick.
Fairly quickly. I had huevos rancheros and sugar coffee.
It was a really cool looking coffee. I took a picture of it just because it looked really cool.
That's delicious.
Yeah, I had just like a classic breakfast with like eggs and sausage and biscuits and gravy and hash browns. Hash browns. I have conflicting thoughts about hash browns.
Oh.
It seems like such an inefficient way to consume a potato.
Mhm.
Like, it's not easy to eat. Like, it's just a bunch of little strings that kind of fall off your fork. Like, they don't really hold together well. Like, what's the purpose? Like, why did we get to hash browns?
There's an answer. For me, at least. You want them to be that skinny so that when you cook them, they get crispy. And then you get like a crisp texture in the non-crisp eggs that you're eating. So you get some crunch in there. Some crunch.
Yeah, but it never hardly ever works. Like, there's a very little crunch that it comes in hash brown. It's like it's just like the top that hit the grill surface, but like the rest of it's, I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think McDonald's hash browns are like the greatest hash browns of all time.
Mm.
But that's like, I feel it's more substantial. It's easier to eat.
I don't even
Way
count
more
that as, like,
fried.
a hash brown.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's funny because growing up, like that was my first exposure to hash browns was McDonald's hash browns.
Yeah.
So for the longest time, I thought that's what it was. And I remember the first time getting like real hash browns, having ordered it, I was like, this isn't what I ordered.
Yeah.
And then eventually learned that McDonald's hash browns are the incorrect ones.
Yeah. It's more like a potato McNugget.
Potato cake.
Mhm.
Like Arby's has, I think they might still have them, but they call them potato cakes, and it's basically just like a McDonald's hash brown, just a little thicker.
Mm.
They're real good. But I don't know. I just feel like there's better ways to do a potato than hash browns.
Yeah.
But I still get them because it's like, it's what you get at breakfast.
Before we moved up here to Pflugerville, routinely I was making hash browns and just cutting up potatoes real thin by
Mhm.
hand and then putting them on the bottom of a baking dish and a couple eggs on top and just throwing that in the oven until I had eggs on top of hash browns. That was a fun meal.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't normally eat breakfast in general. Like every morning, I'll have a protein shake, but I don't actually cook breakfast, and I don't know. I don't actually see myself ever really getting into like making myself an actual breakfast in the morning.
No, yeah, it's definitely like a coffee with protein for me. That's how I start.
Like I think it's wild that like even more so for like people who don't have like kids or a whole family, like wake up in the morning and then like go turn a pan on and crack some eggs and like that just seems like so much.
Cereal. How do you do that when cereal exists?
Exactly. It's just I don't know. I don't see myself having like the drive to that early in the morning be cooking food.
It's decadent to me, yeah.
Unless I'm like if I was doing it for someone else, that's a different thing. Like if I had a girlfriend or a wife or something, I'd be more excited to cook a breakfast in that situation than just for myself.
We have bacon and egg. Yeah, we have bacon and eggs. Never in the morning. Always at night.
Yeah. Who's got time for cooking breakfast?
That would be funny though. If Ash was just like in the darkness of the cave of our room, we're just like, fucking bacon. What's going on out there?
It's funny how that's an alarming thing to have in your household. Something's not right. Did someone die? Why do we have to have bacon this early?
I never know what she can and can't hear. So you know the layout of our house.
Yeah.
We've got like the open the front door, living room, and then like a little bit further like a dining / side room, and then the kitchen, and a long hallway, and then our bedroom, which is like on the other wall of the kitchen, I guess.
Right.
But then right at the door we have a heavy duty air purifier that we keep running most of the time, like it's specifically when Ash is asleep. So there's like distance, but then also another thing making noise. And I'll come home with like groceries and like unload all the groceries, come in and out of the door. That our doors have bells on them, like a string of Christmas bells, reindeer bells. I don't know, but just doesn't wake her up. But then I'll be like making coffee in the morning and like with my headphones in, listening to news or whatever, just scare the shit out of me. And I'll be like, what are you doing? She's like, are you making noise out here? I'm like, I don't think so. And then she'll go back to bed. So I have no idea how the smells would work. If it was smells instead of noise.
I have a feeling smell would be more prominent than a medium noise. I don't know. Yeah.
You showed me the trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Gone through a few tests of different colors. I think we landed on the right color.
Yep, I agree. Pretty much as soon as we're done recording this, well, I'm going to take you home, but then I'm going to come back and I'll put the first coat on the real trophy topper, because I just did a test one yesterday, although I did prime the real one yesterday as well, so get to work on that today. Hopefully I don't mess it up too much. I think I figured everything out I need to figure out, so just gotta do it.
Nothing to it but to do it.
I don't like that saying. I mean, I agree with the sentiment of it, but I don't know. I've just heard people I don't like say it.
Actually, there's quite more to it. If I say so myself.
Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like my head's all over the place because we're doing things kind of out of order. We've lived way more of a life this morning than we normally do before coming into these things. We've already talked quite a bit, so I'm trying to figure out like what do we even talk about? What happened this past week? I don't know if anything happened this past week. No, Jer's out in the middle of the ocean right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's something.
I played pickleball with him Thursday and almost rolled his ankle to death.
And I know all of us, at least twice, were like, either don't go play because of your trip, or if you are, just be very careful.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, nothing's going to happen. And then you gave me the heads up first before he even got home. And I was like, that silly guy.
Yeah. He's like a naturally gifted athlete. And with this pickleball, we'll have to play for like 6 weeks, I feel like, before we're playing like tough games against each other. Because it's definitely a proven fact after like 3 experiments or 3 instances of this so far that if we take 2 weeks off, I'm basically starting from scratch. And he'll like demolish me. And then once we've been playing and I'm gotten back into the feel of it or whatever, then we can start to play like hard games against each other. But he'll still like get like 6 points in a row, game over. And my only shot of beating him is to make him go left and right a lot and just tire him out. Because I will also get tired, but I don't hit like... I feel like I hit the bottom of my gas tank and then it fills up again. Or it, like, I come back.
Yeah. And
that's what was happening on Thursday, is that like, I was wearing him down. But instead of me just beating him, he rolled his ankle. So at least the 20-plus game win streak that he had on me is broken. But it's not like I have a win.
Yeah, I don't think he'll count that as broken.
Well, one of his wins in the 20 was me injury forfeiting. It wasn't like I hurt myself or whatever, but we were like game 5 and I had my calf start to cramp up.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, all right, we're done.
Well, when Jer rolled his ankle, was he winning at that moment?
Mm-hmm.
I have no skin in this game, but
yeah.
I have to imagine that in Jer's mind, that would be he won that one. Then
I think it ends the streak, but it's not an L.
See, I think then he would frame it to he's gone 20-something games without a loss.
Sure.
So that's his streak that's still alive, is he hasn't lost yet.
That's fine with me. Yeah.
But I don't know, silly stuff. But he recovered really quickly from it.
Yeah.
Like by the next day he said like he could do everything normally with no pain. It was only whenever he like tried to like twist his foot in a weird position that he could even feel any discomfort. So I was just like, don't do that.
Yeah, doctor says don't do that.
And you'll be okay. So he's now somewhere in the Gulf of Mexico, headed to, I guess, still don't know what the verdict is going to be for him if they're stopping in Mexico or not, because of all the stuff going on there.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll find out. He literally just sent me a picture of his eggs Benedict he's eating on the ship right now, so.
He sent me a picture too. It is not Eggs Benedict, it is pickleball.
I mean, that tracks. You're his pickleball guy, I'm his Eggs Benedict guy. He knows that that's my favorite breakfast entree. Which was also kind of a bummer, because I kept looking for it on the menu of the place we went to breakfast today, and it wasn't there. But then after we had ordered, you noticed that like on the specials board, they had Eggs Benedict.
Yeah, our server let us down.
Yeah, he, whatever.
Whatever. Still tipped him well.
Yeah, he didn't do anything to not deserve a tip, or to deserve a small tip. He just didn't go above and beyond. But yeah, did all that. Jer's out at sea. 3 weeks from now, I guess Jared and I will be in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and we will be getting on the ship in like 2.5 hours. 2 hours 45.
You're all checked in now?
Yep. All checked in for that cruise. Everything. We waited way too long to book our excursions. And we ended up not being able to do one that we had already planned we were going to do because it sold out beforehand.
Oh, yeah?
Which that was a little frustrating because, again, like, Jared and I are just completely different when it comes to, like, planning trips and stuff. Like, I like to have things, like, sorted out and figured out pretty good in advance. And he just likes to just wait to, like, lock things in.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of screwed us on the excursions because we waited too long. But sorry, there's only one excursion on our cruise that I really care about, and the rest are pretty. Just all of them could be cool.
Yeah.
But had the one that I wanted to do been sold out by the time we booked them, I don't know what I would have done. Because, like, literally that excursion was, like, the number one or 1A thing of why I wanted to go on this specific cruise. And that's to go to a place called Maho Beach that's a very famous beach for aviation enthusiasts.
Okay.
Because it's right at the end of a runway, and, like, giant planes will come in, like, 20 feet over your head over the beach to land.
It's also the one with the least likelihood of being sold out.
Yeah. Well, when we went to actually finally book, originally there was like 20 different excursions you could do that day in St. Martin, and when we went to book, the one I wanted was the only one available still.
Oh, wow.
So, dodge that bullet.
This is 4 weeks out that you want to check on it?
Mm-hmm. And I thought we also messed up by not booking our specialty dining either, but then apparently we found out that, like, they only release like 20% of seats to be pre-booked before getting on the ship. But then once you get on the ship, if you hadn't booked, you can go and book everything. Like, he was updating me on his cruise that he's on right now. Like, they didn't pre-book anything, and basically as soon as they got on board, they went to some desk and were able to book their dinings and had no problem getting everything they wanted.
That's good.
So that's neat. But, yep, 3 weeks until my cruise. A week from today, I'll have to be packing and getting ready to go to stupid Kansas City for work.
Do you get back from Kansas City and then go on a cruise?
Yeah, I mean, there's like a week and a half in between, I think. Like,
it's pretty dramatic contrast, though. Like, Kansas City, like, almost the middle of the country.
yeah.
Pretty landlocked.
Well, that's... I don't know if you ever... Well, you might have seen it on Facebook, but I've seen it a couple times on Instagram. There's, like, a map, and it, like, shows, like, all the places in maybe North America, or even more North and South America, and it's, like, they're all color-coded by how landlocked they are.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, like, some places have connection to the ocean. Some places are, like, single landlocked, where there's, like, one state in between them and the ocean. And then there's, like, double landlocked. And then there's, like, one place in this is maybe, like, triple or quadruple landlocked in the U.S. It's like Nebraska or something was, like, the most landlocked state in the country.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why I even brought it up. Just said landlocked.
That's an interesting segue into some notes that I took between our last meeting and this one.
Yeah, you've been hanging me out here, making me have to talk. You have notes.
Frederick Jackson Turner is the guy that wrote the essay I was talking about last time about the end of the American frontier.
Yep.
And Ash and I have been watching Star Trek for a while, and Space: The Final Frontier is like how the theme song, the title starts for The Next Generation, I think for the original series as well. But just the idea of frontier and what that actually means. So we were talking about the Oregon Trail in the context of Yellowstone, and some stats, some notes. The total Oregon Trail, some will say like just shy of 2,000. The parks, some official sources, 2,250 miles. So that's already, like, the U.S. from coast to coast is like 3,000 to 3,300 depending on what you do. But we're talking like 2/3 of the nation. And then Kansas City, which is in Missouri, one of the suburbs is Independence, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where a lot of the people set off for the Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, Oregon's not flat grassland, so the flat grassland must end at some point before that. I was looking at it, it looks like Casper, Wyoming.
Mm-hmm.
And from Independence to Casper, about 770 miles. Which doesn't sound like that much of 2,250. But I got to thinking, like, how long does it take in this, like, very worst part? Worst part to me, because when we were talking about it, we were talking about there being just totally exposed to the cold. So that's why, we'll get into it, but you can't do this in the winter, basically. No wood, which is like, if it's not cold, then who cares about wood? But if you're going to have any kind of fire to, like, boil water so you don't get cholera, you need wood. In my Army days, and when you, like, study military history,
Mm-hmm.
30 miles in a day is a big deal. And what that looks like I've done that before, is whatever sort of camp and defense you had set up overnight, you start to disassemble that before the sun rises. So that, like, right before sunrise, like, when there's, like, a technical term for this, but, like, when the sun is below the horizon but you have light, that's when you start moving. And, like, to be ready for that, you gotta put everything, like, back in your pack and your kit and get it on your back, do all your weapons checks and just get everything ready, and you take off in a direction. And when you don't know, like, what's out there, you gotta move carefully. You've got, like, scouts out, you've got, like, people that are moving faster than you, just a little bit ahead, and then you catch up with them, and then you send out the next group. Heaven forbid you're, like, on a trail or on a particular path, and then you're like, if we keep going, our scouts say if we keep going in this direction, we're gonna run up to, like, rocks or something, we should go, like, 30 degrees right, so that we don't have to, like, slow down going over rocks. You're just dealing with all this stuff. And at least on the Oregon Trail, like, there is a trail. There have been people that have done it before you. But one person can move a lot faster than, like, a group of people.
Right.
But, like, a group of people committed from getting to point A to point B, 30 miles is, like, very aggressive
Mm-hmm.
to get out of them. A, like, walking, like, a comfortable walking pace, you're like, I could probably do this indefinitely. It's like 4 miles per hour. So if you say, like, 3 miles per hour because you got stuff on your back, what's up?
I think 4 is a little quick.
Okay.
I thought 3 is, like, the standard human walking speed.
3 with, like, stuff on your back, and then, like, routinely having to, and, like, scheduled stops, like, stop and drink water, stop and, like, everybody in the back still there? Yeah, okay. Like, do that kind of thing. Just 3 miles is, like, the best that you can, 3 miles per hour is the best you can hope for. Oregon Trail wagons, apparently, only doing 15 miles in a day.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, half as fast, even though they're on wheels. And I think that speaks to, instead of, like, a bunch of dudes that are like hauling ass, basically. You got like families, you have herd animals, like just all the stuff going into that. But you take that 770 miles, you divide that by 15 miles a day, 51 days. So a little more than 7 weeks. And that's when I started thinking, like, it really is like an ocean voyage. Where you might run into people, like, it's impossible to imagine, like, running into people on the open ocean.
Right.
On a trail, at least, somebody might, like, set up a semi-permanent camp of, like, hey, you're halfway there, good job, pay me 5 times what you would normally pay for some sugar, for some coffee, whatever. But there's just not a lot of people. Because there is no firewood, so you can't burn anything, and just, like, if somebody's going to be at that camp over winter, they're going to suffer terribly. And how many weeks into that 7 weeks do you start to freak out and be like, am I ever going to get to the other side of this? Do people actually make it? And I told you before that, like, there were people doing this who, like, living in a city and living on a farm with, like, other farmers is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, when you're literally just alone, there were people having, like, psychotic breaks. And they're like, God can't see me. Like, we are too far from everything.
Yep.
And I think 2 to 4 weeks is my, like, I'll suffer and suffer and suffer.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, after that point, it starts to feel, I would imagine it starts to feel pretty hopeless. And I don't know. I like the idea that it is like an ocean voyage, but different. And at some point in the week, I started thinking about that and just mapped all that out.
No, it's very interesting, and I want to look into, like, actually reading that essay you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Just got to figure out where to find it, but it is just interesting thing too, like, just with how slow people would move doing that whole thing. Like, imagine so many people, like, took off and, like, it took longer than they expected, and then all of a sudden winter comes and then they die.
Mm-hmm.
That's gotta be no fun. Like, you leave in, like, June because you're like, okay, we'll make it by September. And then, like, oh, November comes around, you're not there yet. Oh, here comes the winter. Oh, you're dead.
That was part of what I did in my map, too, is, like, if you're going to do 30 miles in a day, that's, like, 10 miles of movement.
Mm-hmm.
And you start before the sun's really up, but you have to stop before the sun's really down. And that's why, like, the summer months are, like, that's not just the cold. Like, you also need that light to have the time even.
Right. And then you're just saying, like, wagons and stuff, even with wheels, like, yeah, they had wheels, but they didn't have roads. They barely had paths. Like,
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it was just easy rolling. Like, wheels broke all the time back then. And that would, like, like, your wheels broke, you were screwed. Like, there's nothing you could do.
Yeah.
If you didn't have spares or wood to repair them.
I can't imagine the no wood. We're just like, oh, my wheel broke. That's okay. It's just this piece of wood. Let me just look around, and there's just no trees as far as you can see.
Yeah. Silly stuff.
Because there was no wood, they usually did not boil the water. And now imagine you're, like, walking endlessly, and you have dysentery. Trying not to die from dehydration at the same time that the water is making you diarrhea.
Yeah, I remember playing the game Oregon Trail as a kid, and I was like, why do these people keep getting dysentery? Like, just stop doing that. But I guess it was easier said than done, really, to not get the dysentery. Yeah.
Tough stuff. But then they got, like, international, or not international, the Transcontinental Railroad going. Helped out.
Yeah. That made me think again, like I was talking last week, how I kind of would like to do a drive that like kind of goes through the same areas as like the Oregon Trail. And then that just got me back to thinking of like all the scenic road trips I want to take or drives around the country.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at, I'm sure I brought it up with you before, but like there's something called like the Cascade Loop in Washington.
Okay.
That like basically you start in Seattle, you go kind of north and then east, like through the Cascades, and then it's basically a big loop around Washington, and then it comes back through like Leavenworth and through that mountain pass back into Seattle, and it's supposed to be one of the prettiest drives in all the country.
In all creation.
But I was looking at, I was like just feasibly trying to figure out how to plan that kind of trip, and I was like, I'd want to do that in a convertible because I think convertibles are the best for like scenic drives because you have just that much more visibility and you feel more part of it, as to it's not like out the window, like you're just in it. Mm-hmm. Apparently you can't really rent convertibles in Washington.
Really?
Yeah, like companies don't stock them, I guess, because of winters and the rain and stuff. Like they just don't see a purpose to stock them to be able to reserve. Come to find out, like really anywhere up north, car rental places don't do convertibles. But there is a workaround because there's like, I don't know if you've ever heard of Toro.
Yeah.
They have that, which is like kind of like Uber, but you rent a car from someone directly and not a company. And there's definitely convertibles you can get doing that.
Yeah.
But that trip is like, I pulled up a map here just to kind of show Nathan what it looks like. But you'd start up here, come up to here, take this windy road, like all up around here, then down, south, come through here, back to Seattle. But it's like up around here, this stuff is like, I think this is exactly where I zoomed in just to like see what the road looks like. Ooh. And like, yeah, this is what you're driving through.
That's pretty.
So.
Just imagining the utility people that are just like, this is goddamn gorgeous.
Yeah. So that, again, that's another scenic drive I want to do at some point.
Yeah, it looks nice.
And then I guess it'd be more of a probably a retirement thing, but I do want to go coast to coast at some point, do the cannonball. Not like for speed, not actually try to break any records. But it is pretty crazy how fast you can get across the country if you really try.
I want to see Tennessee and Kentucky. Like, I love the Pacific Northwest, but there's closer mountains and valleys that I just know nothing about.
There's another drive that I'm pretty sure I brought up to you. Ew, gross. I didn't mean to click on Oklahoma. There's a specific stretch of road.
Dragonstone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's around... That's far east Tennessee, far west North Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to get Ash to...
Right around here. That's another place I definitely want to do a drive.
Pigeon Forge is where Dolly World is?
Dollywood. Yes.
I'll check that out.
And Gatlinburg's over there too. Yeah, apparently this road's real pretty too. That's... In terms of like easy trips that would like fairly easy, not super long road trips. Like that's one of them. Like not driving from here to there. Like fly there and then rent a car and drive around. Mm-hmm. Similar to the Cascade Loop, that's an easy one to do. But then there are the bigger ones. Like I would, at some point, like to drive the entire PCH from like Portland down to San Diego. Just because I think that'd be pretty epic. But that's quite a bit longer and whatnot. And then I don't know, coast to coast. I don't know, all kinds of drives.
I should be down in San Diego in May for a conference.
That's exciting. Oh man, I got to get back out to LA here within the next year or so. I mean, one, because the new Fast and Furious ride is going to be opening at Universal, which I want to do. But also, and what makes it more of a time window that I need to get back there for, is also a Fast and Furious thing. This year marks the 25th anniversary of the first movie. Mm. So at the Peterson Automotive Museum in LA, which is like the biggest automotive museum in the country, they're doing a big exhibit around Fast and Furious cars that opens like next week and goes until April of next year. Mm-hmm. And they're gonna have a lot of the original cars from the movies there. And I already really wanted to go. Like, I didn't even know that place really existed until went and like we just drove by it, and I was like, oh, I've heard of that place. I want to go there sometime. But now like they're actually gonna have like a specific exhibit I want to see, so I have to go there.
Okay.
Within the next year or so. That's exciting.
Heck yeah. Get Corey and I check that Hollywood box.
Yeah. But then again, kind of like I was telling you earlier, like I've got like multiple people who like want to do like specific things with me, and it's like, who do I do what with to like make everybody happy?
Yeah.
And I know that I have like I know like Corey wants to do a LA trip. One of my other friends has really been wanting me to go out to LA with her. Mm-hmm. And it's like, man, I just want to go to these places. I don't want to have to like worry about hurting people's feelings about doing shit.
Ash and I have a similar but different situation that also involves hurt feelings, where we'll hear about people doing this and that and wanting us to go. We'll be like, that sounds fun. If it was just me and Ashley.
No, that's legit. I mean, that's how it should be. Like, we're old. I mean, you're married. Like, married couples usually just do stuff together. They don't do a whole lot of stuff with other people. I don't know. That's what TV tells me.
When we did the Colorado thing, whenever we did it, I think we hit a real good balance of we had some time to ourselves before gang time.
Yeah.
Before gang activity started. So if we did like a Alaska cruise, we'd probably do that too.
Well, like go beforehand to get some.
Yeah.
Yeah, I at this point, like, as much as I want to travel with you and Ash, like, it's just, I'm not even gonna think about it until y'all like say that you're committing to something, and then I'll entertain the thoughts. But I don't want to get myself worked up too much.
Yeah, our conflict or whatever is Ash will want to wait until she's certain she wants to do something. Mm-hmm. But then that's not how reserving things work.
Right.
Like, oh, but it was this cost before. It's like, well, that was 6 months ago when we were looking for something 3 months from now, and now that we're 3 months from it, it's like 3 times as much.
Right. No, and one thing that I noticed more specifically with Ash than anyone else, it's like she gets into the conversation about things and gets kind of excitable about things, and like we're just kind of talking. But then it's really only for that conversation that excitement is there for, and like when the real thoughts start to happen around it, it's like, no, that's not actually going to happen. Mm-hmm. Like, there's been times when we've thrown out trips and like she'll like kind of engage in the conversation, acting like it's something that interests her, and then it's like, oh yeah, that was never going to happen. Mm-hmm. So again, that's one of those things, like even if we're in a group situation, we're talking about potentially traveling, like I'm not taking anything to heart anymore. Mm-hmm. Which, it's fine. It was an adjustment, because for a while there was a couple times it got me where it was like she'd say something. I was like, oh, this is actually gonna happen, and then like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
But I appreciate her at least having those fun conversations.
Indeed.
I mean, that's the half the fun of traveling anywhere is just the anticipation of it and thinking about it. At least for me. Like, I was thinking about that the other day. I saw something made me think about, like, spontaneous travelers that will just, like, decide to go somewhere and the next day they're going to wherever they decided to go. Mm. And I could definitely do that, but I think that there's something to be said about, like, the anticipation leading up to travel. Like, that's almost as good as the travel itself. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Ash gave me 2 spontaneity curveballs the last 2 days.
Oh, snap.
They're both positive, but she's like, are you sure this is okay? I'm like, yeah. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I even encourage it. It's like, one of them was a food thing. I was like, yeah, it's definitely not going to hurt me. I think it's fun and provocative that you just did a curveball. And then yesterday it was inviting our mutual friend Katie over. Like, it wasn't on our radar at all to do.
Right.
But she's been going through it. And I was like, love Katie, yeah. Bring her over. There's no skin off my back.
Katie's been going through it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll talk about that offline.
Okay. She's fine. Just work stuff.
Okay. I mean, well, that just makes me feel a little better. And I wasn't feeling bad by any means about it, but the sarcastic side of myself was like, I asked y'all if y'all wanted to hang out, and you're like, no, and then you decided to hang out with your other friends.
It was definitely...
But I don't actually feel any kind of way about it. It's just funny.
It was a care thing.
Yeah. And that makes a lot more sense, and it makes me feel better. Well, okay, if it was just... If y'all were just like, oh, I'm bored, I want to hang out with somebody, but not that stupid Kelly. Let's get a cooler friend over here. That's different than, like, someone needs people.
Needed a break, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't want to give the wrong idea.
Crisis averted. Friendship saved.
Cool. But now I'm like, I wonder what crazy thing's going to happen today. But I'm not, like, dreading it. I'm like, where I think she dreads spontaneity.
Oh, 1,000%. Like, she gets anxiety, like, coming to hang out over here with us if she doesn't know what we're doing days in advance.
Right.
And even if that thing is just, like, watching a movie, like, she needs to have that prepared. Mm-hmm. Which I totally understand, and I don't fault her for it at all, but I just don't care enough to need that stuff planned. But then there are times when I do want to plan stuff, and there's other people who don't want to plan things yet, and that angers me. But it's funny because, like I was telling my brother about the whole me and Jeremy planning this cruise we're going on and waited forever to, like, lock stuff down. And my brother already thinks I wait way too long personally to lock stuff down. Like, for him, he has his travel plans 12 months in advance.
Yeah.
Like, booked. Like, which I think that's crazy because, like, so much can happen in that time. Like, there's no reason to, like, book a flight a year in advance or as far as you possibly can.
It's true, so much can, but then you also have that thing to look forward to. Like, I would like to get Ash into a groove of, like, we take a wintertime trip, we take a early summer, like, your birthday trip, like her birthday trip.
Right.
And then, like, and we do schedule it, like, 6 months to a year in advance.
Well, I mean, I think planning to do something long in advance is fine, but, like, legit locking stuff in, like, I think there is a too early, and my brother does it on the too early. Mm-hmm. But
my thing has always been I cannot stand it. It grates at me if, like, we get together and it's like, what do you want to do? 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 And it's been like an hour or 3 hours like trying to sort out what we're gonna do. I cannot do that. I do not like that.
No, I'm right there with you, which again is probably what's gotten me to the point where I just don't care, like what we do, because it's also like, I also hate those situations whenever like I'm asked, well, what do you want to do, and then I say something, and then I'm told that that's the wrong thing to want to do, or get told no. I'm like, well, then don't ask me. I hate that more than anything. But
I know exactly what I'm doing after this. And by exactly, I mean I know the 3 things we're supposed to do today.
I mean, I know what I'm doing today, but I'm also with Jared out in the middle of the ocean. My brother is gone, about to get out in the middle of the ocean. I got nobody to really report to, so I can do whatever I want today.
Nice.
And that includes watching multiple Fast and Furious movies and working on the trophy and maybe doing some Lego. Although I only have one more Lego set at the moment that I haven't done yet, and that's it's another car. But it's Lightning McQueen from the movie Cars.
Yeah.
So I feel like I need to watch the movie Cars while I build that one.
When you were talking about doing the mechanic simulator while watching Fast and Furious, I think there was a third thing too. I was like, he's gonna get into cars.
Well, I'm way into cars in all respects these days. I want a project car so bad, like more than anything right now. Like that's my big thing at the moment. But I don't think I'll be able to get one here anytime soon, purely just because I don't have anywhere to work on it and to put it, which sucks. I need to buy a house with a garage, and then I can do it. That's about the only way. I've even looked into like renting like
garage space.
Oh yeah, well, I thought about renting a garage, but then most places like won't let you do automotive work in just any garage. It has to be like zoned for it or something, or there has to be like certain insurance with the building or something.
Yeah.
And I've looked into like actually renting a real like legit like commercial space just for this. And it's not near as expensive as I thought it would be, but it's too expensive to do with one person just as a hobby.
Yeah.
Like I think I could get one for like around $1,000 a month, which really not that bad if like that's your job. Like you need the space to like do real work, and you're getting paid for it. But
could you sleep there?
Yeah, no.
Because that's a rent.
Because I originally thought about getting an apartment and like renting one of the garages there, but like there's in the paperwork it's like no, you can't do anything in the garage other than store stuff. But I also found that there is like an auto mechanic garage not too far from here, 15-20 minutes from here. Like you can go and like pay by the hour to use their garage to work on your car. And they have like car lifts and all the tools you need. And they even have like professionals on site that will help you with stuff if you need help. And that's reasonable. It's like $36 an hour to rent a bay.
Yeah.
So I mean that's if I do get into it anytime soon, that is possible. But it would have to be like whatever project car I get would have to be like drivable and like legal to drive. Like it could be inspected and everything. Because I'd have to be able to drive it back and forth. I don't have a trailer to like be trailering it back and forth anywhere.
I was gonna say when you started talking about it, like most army bases have a situation like that where it's a garage that you can take your car to, and they have the lift and all the tools that you would have at the garage, but you have to take like a safety course, like I'll wear iPro, I won't lose a finger,
right?
That kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely have something like that around here. So I might end up doing something like that too, and like. Every day I'm like thinking about, well, what kind of project car do I want? I look on like Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace like every day just to see what's out there. And I mean, it's definitely like possible to do that whole situation for not near as much money as you would think it would cost. Like I could probably get a car for like $2,000.
It's more than I was thinking.
Well, that's more than I would like if I had a garage where I could like buy a non-runner.
Mm-hmm.
Then you could get it cheaper. But like if you needed something that was a runner, you could probably get something for about $2,000 and then build it up from there.
Mm-hmm.
Someday.
How much was Norman?
$400. But I mean, again, that was in 2001.
Yeah.
And I knew it got my dad owned a used car dealership, so I was able to get like that's what he gave that amount to somebody traded that van in, and that's the amount he gave them as the value of the car, and then he just let me buy it for that value.
Yeah.
So and also in my car thoughts and everything, I know we got to go here soon, but I keep thinking about my old Mustang that I had.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really wish, like, if I could, I'd buy, like, one of those again just to have, just to, like, bring those memories back. And even the one I had, it was, like, the 4-cylinder, like, slowest Mustang ever made. Even for one of those right now, to buy one of those, same year, in, like, running condition, $15,000 to $20,000.
Dang! I was going to throw 15 out as, like, a ridiculous number.
No, that's a real number. That's not even for the 5.0 V8, like, one. Cars are expensive. Used cars are stupid expensive for like anything that runs, and like because all the cars that I think about like from the '90s, they're like when we came up, like those are now classic cars, so they're worth a lot more. But whatever.
Some family engagement. My mom and dad were like, "Hey, we're listening to the oldies. It was all the oldies from the '70s, '80s, '90s, and early 2000s." Like, damn it.
Oh, we didn't even get into our talk about how music from our time was so much better than music now conversation. But
We did talk about that this week.
we'll save that for our next pod.
Yeah. It's not just nostalgia. There's math to it.
There's some science, some logic behind it, but
Content funnel.
we got to get you home so you don't get in trouble.
Yeah. Won't mess with me waking up anytime.
Yep. Well, all right. I guess we'll go ahead and end it there then. If you made it to the end, we love you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Tell your friends we're on the road to 30 subscribers. That'll never not make me laugh.
It is
Sorry.
funny.